If I'm hard on myself, it's going to motivate me to do a good job, to stay focused, to get a lot done. It's like we think we need to criticize ourselves to stay motivated. You know, it's like we're dismissing the voice of kindness as a cop-out or being too soft. But at what cost? At what cost in your well-being, your mojo, your career, and in your connections? So I hope that you're ready now to take a look at an alternative. We can call it doing your best, or we can call it self-compassion. There is so much science and research and evidence behind the multitude of benefits that becoming more self-compassionate can have in your work and in your life. So let's look at that now. Let's look at what self-compassion is before we talk about how we're going to do it and why it's important. So self-compassion at its simplest is acting the same way towards yourself as you would towards others, particularly when you're having a difficult time. It's asking yourself what you need when you're having that difficult time and listening and taking that on board. It's understanding that you are human and it's accepting your own humanness, right? It's recognizing that we all have failings and it's accepting them. This is huge. Self-compassionate people are healthier, happier, they're higher performers, and they're more fulfilled in their life. Have I got your attention yet? Does that sound soft? Does that sound like a cop-out? Let me see if I can convince you some more. Is it a superpower? 100% is a superpower. And you might be wondering, well, how do I put this into place? So let me tell you about the 3 components of self-compassion. Now, I'm drawing heavily here on the work of Dr. Kristen Neff. She has extensively researched self-compassion and draws upon a ton of other research in her work and her books. It's really quite amazing. So I'll explain the 3 components of self-compassion. You can tune into this, and it's going to come up again in the next lesson when we really put this into practice around you becoming your own best coach. But for now, just want you to understand these 3 components. So the first component of self-compassion is mindfulness. Do you have any resistance? Any reaction when I say that word? So many of us do, right? Oh, I'm really bad at meditation, all of that kind of stuff. You don't have to be an expert meditator to be mindful. All we're talking about here is bringing your attention to the present moment without judgment. And there's different ways to do that, and we'll touch on that later. The second component here of self-compassion is self-kindness. That is that treating yourself as you would treat others. This is not easy, particularly when you're going through a tough time. And the third component is just recognizing that difficult times and struggles are part of the shared common human experience, right? You are not in this alone. None of us are. And we often forget that when we're having a tough time because we're so down in it and we're so focused on what's going on with us. We all have struggles, and this is the opportunity for you to recognize that and not do this on your own. So they're the 3 components of self-compassion.